All right, welcome back. Here we are, completed the first 50 lessons. Yeah, this is where we review and I just think the review, and if you take a moment to read the introduction to the review, it's worth it because reading through this, I love that these words in this book came from the voice for love beyond time and space. It really, that is the essence of true creativity. It's how it's how the Mona Lisa was inspired and created. You know, the great works, and many great works that we don't know about, right? Only some become famous, but all great works is the extension of creative love coming through us. And that's how we want to be guided. In many ways, we're all artists. We're all artists, and life is the canvas. And and so what we want to do is open our hearts and minds to true creativity and let it come through. And then the art is guided. It is all directed. And what I love about the introduction is when I read through it, I really think of the voice for love being so clear and so succinct in the instructions on how to do that. Right? And as I read through these, I just think there's no way an individual person could do this without divine intervention. There's no way. That's what makes this one of the greatest literary works of all time, right up there with other masterpieces. So it's a review. It gives us lots of leeway in how to do the review, which is beautiful. In a way, it's a nod to the intuition, right? Deep, heartfelt intuition is the guidance that we're looking for here. Wouldn't it be great to have genuine intuition where you feel guided day by day and moment by moment where, okay, this feels a little frightening or this feels a little edgy, but you know what? My intuition says do it, and trust that love is waiting on the other side. It asks us to notice how the lessons theme together or move together in a way that expresses a certain idea. And then if a certain one of the review lessons stands out to you, then let that one be the focus for the day. What a beautiful thing to just let that be the focus and try to get, instead of trying to get better at all of it. Really, if we begin to master and take to heart any single sentence, any single idea, we get it all. The lessons and the text, really everything, is constantly saying the same thing, but approaching it from the really the infinite number of angles that the ego can come up with to resist it. So lesson number 51, here's the review. I'd like you to begin with your legs up on the wall, your head on the bolster, have a strap handy. Maybe by now you've settled into a routine. Maybe you read the lessons before you come to the video and have the practice with Lisa and I, or maybe you like it to be fresh and new and refer to the reading after the class, whatever works for you. Lesson number 51. Go ahead and wrap your elbows around the end of the bolster. Slide the fingers underneath if that's doable. Remember, this is a progression. Out to the sides is fine. Now close your eyes, lift your chin, open the throat, slowly turn to the left. Settle into the shape. The review for today covers the following ideas. Takes us back to the first lesson, number 1. Nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing, and nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place. You may toy with opening the eyes a little bit, but open or closed, it really doesn't matter what we see with our eyes. If it's all an illusion, if it's all a dream, then what we see really is nothing. It's a puff of smoke, dust in the wind. We're all just dust in the wind, which is why what we see means nothing. So it really is an opening metaphysical concept that there's really nothing here. Even Einstein said the universe resembles a thought more than a thing. You may even choose to open your eyes a little bit and slowly turn your head through to the right and let the things in your line of sight, in your peripheral vision, just let it waft in. And in this practice, it starts to become a little humorous. Nothing I see means anything. It's a practice. And bit by bit, if I can begin to acknowledge this fact, then it makes room for the Christ vision that I truly do want. Bring your head back to the center. Good, and then slowly reach the bolster away toward the center of the room. Your head will come to the floor. Your hands may be under the bolster, they may be on top. Your hands might be up 45 degrees or so away from the floor. You just have the reach. Let the sensation that the reach evokes come into your awareness. Don't overwork. Less is always more. Not in terms of the world, but in terms of spirit. The more we undo and the more we let go and forgive and form, the more we gain in truth, in heart and mind, the closer we get to the love of God. Extend the arms, spread the fingers, throat open. I'll slowly turn to the left once again. Number 2, I have given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I have judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this I see. This is not vision. It is merely an illusion of reality because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I'm willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgment because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me, and I do not want to see according to them. One of the things that I probably tend to repeat the most as a teacher of Avita Yoga is this idea of non-judgmental awareness. Judgments or judging thought only hardens. Don't let it be too straining on your arms. You can bring them out to a T shape, rest in the shape at any point. Slowly turn your head through the center. Leave the judgments. Leave the distractions in the dust as you slowly turn to the right. The Course really does ask us to question every value we've ever had. We want to move away from the valueless to the valuable. And just because the valuable cannot be seen, it can be experienced and felt. That's why we need to practice. It takes practice to let go of the valueless thoughts and judgments. Let the valuable come in. Bring your head back to the center. And bring the bolster back underneath your head. Drop it off, arms at your sides. Okay, now the strap. Find your strap, open it up, and bring it around the ball of your left foot. Keep your heel on the wall. Have your hands high. Rely on your fingers to relax your arms and shoulders. So the weight of your arms hangs from the strap on your foot. Keep the heel on the wall and begin to firm the left thigh. Move the heel up the wall. Bring the toes to you. Close your eyes and resonate with the feedback. Feel the shape. Feel your yoga. See, if we push too much and expect too much from ourselves and expect too much from the shape, that is a judgment. That's a manipulating intervention between simply being and letting the sensation and the shape really, really, really work for you. Number 3, I do not understand anything I see. Keep the work in your thigh, your knee, let your shoulders hang. How could I understand what I see when I have judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. There's no sense in trying to understand it. There's no sense in trying to understand that which cannot be understood. Move the strap to the ball of the right foot. Relax the left. If you need a rest on your hands, take it. Otherwise, stay with a little discomfort in your hands. It's safe and it's okay. Let the shoulders hang, head heavy, firm your thigh, open the sole of the foot, toes to you. You don't have to understand the shape. You don't have to understand the yoga. An experience is what we want. Above all, we don't want to try to understand this book. The instructions in these lessons are very, very specific to help open our hearts and minds to our loving reality. So I continue here with number 3. There is no sense in trying to understand it, but there is every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen and understood and loved. I can understand true self because it's who I am. It's what I am. I can exchange what I see now for this merely by being willing to do so. Is not this a better choice than the one I made before? I need not understand. I need not practice with perfection. I need only the willingness to practice and gently let go of my old ways. Set the strap aside, relax your leg. Bring the left knee toward the center of your chest. Interlock your fingers behind the thigh. Sink into the shape. Let the calf muscles rest down into your fingers. Yes. So the arms do a little bit of work. Feel the space between your ears and your shoulders. Feel the compression in your fingers. A little compression in the knee and the hip and the belly. Your back against the floor. Number 4. These thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything because I am trying to think without God. What I call, quote unquote, my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I am not aware of them because I have made my thoughts to take their place. I am willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. All creation lies in the thoughts I think with God, which comes back to that true creativity that I was referring to. This is what makes us all artists. There is no bad art, but maybe we could play with it a little bit and say the bad art is the art that comes through with a struggle. Like, I, Jeff Bailey, have to be creative. I, as an individual, have to be creative. That's difficult. That's tough. That's writer's block. Let me slip out of my own way and let the voice for love and true creativity come through. Release your leg up onto the wall. And bring the right knee toward the center chest. Interlock your fingers behind the thigh. Sink into the shape. Sink into the receptivity of God's love, which is yours. This is what makes you in this moment both giver and receiver. And number 5, I am never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason I think because I am constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I'm constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemies so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I have misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I have done this to defend a thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I am willing to let it go. Yeah, see, the attack itself justifies the judgment against an enemy. It's insane. I'm upset not because I bumped my head on the bookshelf. I'm not upset for the reason I think. No, I'm upset because I miscreated an illusory dream where nothing really works, nothing really lasts. I'm willing to let that go. It has hurt me. I no longer want it. And therefore, I'll stop defending it. Release your leg up onto the wall. Bend your knees. Push yourself back. Have a big stretch on the floor. And when you're ready, push yourself up. Finding a comfortable seat. Close your eyes, soften into your structure, and bring your hands to your heart. An outer reflection of the inner gratitude and thanksgiving for this practice. Thankful that there's a better way. We simply choose against the one that's not working. The better one is automatically given. Namaste. All right, good job. Thank you, Lisa. Good job. Yeah.